Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 133 of This Week at Shrouded. I'm your host, Jay Greener, and with me tonight we have Mr. Wrecked.
Say hello. I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Okay. And Phonic Phantom.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping by. And we've got a great show for you today. We're going to be talking about Renegades, our first impressions, everything that we've gotten into. You guys know me. These two have probably played more than me, but I've actually put some time in the last couple days, which is really impressive, considering I've been on an Arc Raiders binge. But Renegades got me a little hype. We're also going to talk a little bit about what's in the TWID, but there's literally only one thing that we really want to talk about in there potentially, and maybe go over the laundry list of known issues with the new drop of the DLC. But let's get right into it. First impressions of Renegades. Rect, why don't you take us away? What are your first impressions of Destiny 2? Renegades. I almost said Star Wars.
Yeah, that would be
Destiny Star Wars.
An easy mistake to make. So I'll give you the TLDR and we can get into the details later.
Yeah.
My TLDR is there's lots of fun stuff, but it's too Star Wars coded for me, and it still has all of the Bungie magic, i.e., bugs that we've come to expect from every major release.
Okay.
Bugs and some bad decisions that we tend to expect from Bungie these days.
The good news of the things I've learned about bad decisions is typically Bungie listens. So if that's the majority of now, they don't always listen. Let's be clear. I mean, the portal still exists, and I'm pretty sure the community overall, if if they had their way, it wouldn't. But my point is, maybe they'll help fix some of those things, or they won't. I don't really know. I don't have any answers for you. Phonic, what are your first impressions of Renegades?
I'm not a Star Wars fan. I think Star Wars is like the most mid of all of the sci-fi-ish fantasy tropes. It's trying to take like a big medieval thing and inject it into sci-fi with might and magic meeting sci-fi. I've never been a big fan. I like might and magic, not sci-fi. But I've really enjoyed it in Destiny. And if anybody has talked to me about Star Wars last season, I thought last season, anything that came out Star Wars related, I just animosity immediately because I didn't want it. To me, Destiny was the progression of Halo. I didn't want to see Darth Vader walking around in Halo.
Okay.
So the fact that I think that they did the implementation of that well for somebody who doesn't like Star Wars a whole lot is good. It's awesome. I've enjoyed it a lot.
Okay. My first impressions, full disclosure, I am only about 6 to 7 hours into Renegades. I have just passed the mission where you get the blade, the Paraxis blade, or the lightsaber, whatever you want to call it.
Pretty much done everything.
Yep.
So I'm enjoying a lot of it so far. I think the story is interesting enough, but I mean it's basically New Hope, but it'll probably end the same too. Destroy the big machine at the last second before it fires a laser beam into the last city. I haven't seen anything, by the way, so if that's like spot on and spoilery, that's not my fault. That's just it's what it is, right? Okay, so and that's okay. I mean, it's whatever. I don't know what we expected and how deep they were going to go into the Star Wars lore with it. I think it actually is a little bit too Star Warsy. They like hit a lot of nails right on the head. But there's other parts of it that I enjoy the nostalgia of it. And one of the first things that I noticed when I was playing, the very first cutscene is one of the Cabal walks through the door and bumps his head on the door coming down. And I laughed for like 10 minutes. I swear that it was perfect. I was like, oh my God, That's like, because that, as a Star Wars fan, if anyone's a Star Wars fan, that's well-known lore, that was a blooper that they left in the movie in A New Hope. Anyway, so I was like, that's a good throwback. And there's other little things like that. But yeah, overall, I'm having a good time. I think the activity, like the main activity or whatever it's called, I guess I forget already. But
Flawless Frontier.
yeah, that one, it's a little too baked into the campaign. Doing
We'll
it
talk
over.
about that in a minute.
Oh yeah, okay. Doing it over and over again to get from one mission to the next. Not super awesome, but I had fun in it. But yeah, I guess overall right now, I'm enjoying that part of the content. Now, as we all know, the story is the campaign is 10% of why we keep playing Destiny. Well, maybe me, but it's what's after the campaign that matters. So I'm not there yet. I can't give you my first impressions on whether or not this is going to keep me interested. The dungeon's not out for another week and a half, and we don't know how good or bad that's going to be. There's a lot to still talk about in the coming weeks, is my point, with Destiny, with Renegades, and whether or not Renegades is going to have more of a lasting impact on the players than Edge of Fate did. And did not have, I guess, is what I was trying to say. Okay, we can get into a little more nitty-gritty details if you want. There may be some kind of spoiler territory coming up ahead. So if you haven't played through a bunch of Renegades, you might not want to keep listening, but we're going to talk about it now. So, the campaign itself. I'm obviously not finished, but what did you think of the campaign? Like, just focus on the campaign, missions, and the story. The new villains, and how did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was better than Edge of Fate? Go ahead, whoever wants to go.
Go ahead, fine.
It was Star Wars. That's all there. When it comes to campaigns, I would rather bash my head into a wall, kill a bunch of enemies, and make it to the end, which it gave me more of than Edge of Fate, so I enjoyed it. Edge of Fate, I feel like, was artificially lengthened with ridiculous puzzles that just took a long time to go do, and it felt like they replaced puzzles with fetch quests. But they made the missions more fun. So I had more fun running the campaigns. And Edge of Fate, I paid for my third character to be done because I didn't want to do it. I ran my second character and hated the entire time, and I really enjoyed my first character. In Renegades, my first character I enjoyed quite a bit. My second character was a blast, and my third character I'm still really enjoying playing. So it's a pretty big difference to me between the two expansions.
Okay. Correct?
We run a 45-step quest for the story that has a grand total of 5 story missions.
I've noticed.
There are 5 story missions. Somebody's going to say, no, there's 6, Rect. But I'm sorry. The exotic mission, Fire and Ice, is only tangentially related to the rest of the story. There is no build-up to joining the Praxic Order and earning a lightsaber throughout the story. They just throw that in there right at the end, right? Because you need to have a lightsaber for the Star Wars fantasy. The vast majority of the steps are go talk to this person. Now go to a loading screen and go talk to that person. Now go into another loading screen and talk to the same person you did. Only you talk to the same 3 people, right? The very first sequence of talking to people is literally go into the bar and talk to Drifter. All right, Drifter has one of those little voice line things where it's in-game graphics and he's talking to you or whatever. Immediately after that,
and is unskippable.
Talk to Drifter again. Only this time it's like a JRPG text bubble. There's also talk to Blue in there, but Blue's just kind of beeping around or getting angry when you get her parts. But And then immediately after that, it's, oh, Drifter was still standing here. Once he was talking to you, once he was giving you sign language, and this third time, even though you're standing in the same location, now pick up this recording he left for you on the bar that you're currently standing at because he couldn't be bothered to talk to you.
It's so true.
That is the more than half the experience are quests to go talk to people or to just run around the little town and interact with points, right, on the map.
Yep. There's a lot of that. Yeah.
And a vast majority of those interactions where you're talking to people aren't voiced. It's text bubbles, which is really annoying to me. It's fine if some characters you never hear their voice, but when you interact with a character who has a voice actor, and some of the stuff you interact with has voice lines and some of it doesn't, it really irritates me. But then the balance of the missions after that are just run the seasonal activity. Like, it's a seasonal activity with campaign story voice overlay, but it's actually just running the Lawless Frontier activity. The same stuff you're going to be doing once you start running Lawless Frontier after you're done. Sans invaders. And the only reason there's no invaders in the story is because they cut off the difficulty level that would allow invaders to come and mess with you. They do that on purpose so you can play it without having to worry about people invading you. If you compare... Now, I don't want to sound all negative. The story missions themselves are fun. All right? There's good ad density, even compared to other entries in the series. The characters are interesting, even though sometimes they're cringe. I find it super cringe that we have Dredgen Bale and Dredgen Bale now. Like, what's gonna happen when those two meet? It's Bale versus Vale, Vale versus Bale. What the fuck is going on?
When are we getting Gambit back?
And there's way too much like on the nose Star Wars for me. Anybody who said that it was going to be a Star Wars inspired story, anybody that from the development side that told us that, were fucking lying to us. And anybody right now who doesn't think it was on the nose Star Wars straight up lifts, bro, you are coping so hard. You are coping so hard. I bet your social media is a fucking echo chambery mess that you're just convincing yourself with your own fucking delusions. I'm sorry if you're offended. You know what? I'm not sorry if you're offended. Just suck some more coke down. It's a straight up lift. And I'm not, as we've discussed before, I don't like IPs being polluted by other IPs in this way. And I do want to take a little sidebar here and just throw out there's been a lot on the various social medias that this one thread of thought shows up in the social media I'm part of frequently, and that is people who are really enjoying the Star Wars saying, just let people enjoy things. If you don't like it, that's fine. Just don't talk about it. Motherfucker. Nobody's trying to yuck in your yum. But let me just point out that every time you go out there and you're super excited about all the Star Wars that has invaded Destiny, all right? What you're doing is yucking directly in the yum of the people that prefer their IPs to have an identity. So don't go out there and tell people to stop bitching and moaning about it, because however that makes you feel, you make them feel exactly the same way. You walked right up to their cereal bowl and you spit right in it in their face. That's the same way you feel when they complain about it. So just understand that. Both sides need to understand where the other side is coming from. Oh.
Stop yucking in my yum, Rec.
I've heard a lot of brain rot in my life. Most of it, 99% or higher of it, has been in a Sevens voice chat. And I have never heard somebody say, yuck in my yum.
I've heard that like my whole life.
That's not
Never
that's
heard
not some
that in my
skibidi
life
bullshit
before.
like you're used to
That
hearing.
sounds like some
in
brain
7.
rot right there.
No, that's pretty normal.
Sounds
I,
like some 6 or 7 voice chat shenanigans.
are you done
I'm done
for
pretty
now?
much, yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I wanted to give my opinion, but I wanted to, while it was still fresh in my mind, because you were talking about that. One of my biggest problems with the campaign is how they handle going from point to point to point to point to point to point to point.
Yeah,
And
fetch
your example, I don't mind fetch quests when they make sense and they're not so stupid. Okay, just plain and simple. There's one point in the game. You gave an example. I wanted to give an example of what I thought was the dumbest one. There's a point somewhere where you do a quest or whatever, and then you have to go and talk to Eris, I believe, but you have to do it on the derelict. Okay, so you get to the derelict and you use your ghost to radio her, which you can do from anywhere. So I thought that was weird, first off.
Yep.
So I was talking about that. And then immediately after you're done doing that, you have to go to Thraxis to radio Drifter, right from where you land. And it says that. It goes, now go to Thraxis and use your ghost to communicate with Drifter. And it was like, why can't I just do that right here?
Why do
Like,
I need
why-
to hit a loading screen in order to do this?
Why do I need to hit a loading screen in order to do this? I thought it was stupid. And yes, there was that one really got me. I think I complained on stream. I was like, this is fucking stupid. Because it was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. There was another one that bothered me where I was talking to Spider and then I had to go talk to like a mechanic or some shit and then straight back to Spider. And I'm like, that's fucking dumb. Like, why are you making me do that? Like, that's so dumb. Like, do the Spider, do the mechanic, go do your mission. Like, have him radio me. I don't fucking know. Why do I have to go back to him after just being there? Like 2 seconds ago. No.
And that's literally half the steps. Literally
Yeah.
50% of the
Yeah,
steps.
that did bother me. Overall, though, let's be clear. I'm actually positive on this. Expansion, there's dumb parts of it. I hated that stuff. Obviously, it was dumb. I did think it was weird. I went right into the achievement list and saw that there was 6 missions. We can argue whether or not Fire and Ice counts, but and I was like, shit, because there's like 12 for Edge of Fate or something, 10 or 12, I forget. What?
No, I'm thinking about Final Shape.
Yeah, there was 2 sets of achievements for Edge of Fate, and there was at least 5 or 6 quests in each one of them. So I was like, that's crazy. But let's be clear, so far, the quests in Renegades are significantly better. They're interesting. There's more things to do. Yeah,
There
just
are 14 campaign missions in the Edge of Fate story.
Yeah. But a lot of them suck. So I mean, it's hit or miss, right? So far, you can look at it in 2 different ways. You know, the Renegades missions have been better. They're more interesting. They're littered with little things that are different than your regular gameplay. You know, obviously the lightsaber, getting the exotic quest or whatever you want to, if you want to call it a mission or not. I do want to touch on what you said about not being introduced to that at all, because that was another big thing. I was like, what the fuck? There was the one with the weird cannon. You shoot the ATSTs and shit, and then you drove around on the pike. Just different things to do, and I thought that was interesting. And the music was really good, and it got me right into it. Though I didn't know how to fucking shoot my goddamn bola on the pike. And everyone was like, hit your dodge button. And I was hitting it because I have it mapped to my mouse when I'm like in a brig or a tank when we played a lot of heavy metal. But it's different on a pike. And I should have known that because it's the same as a Sparrow, the double tap. But it took me a while to actually do it and figure it. I was getting frustrated. But if I ignore that, and I actually read the tooltip, so that's my fault for not doing that. Stuff like that was really fun and interesting. Now, talking about the Praxis Order. Talk about shoehorned in.
Yeah.
First off, we have no idea who this dumb bitch is. She just shows up at the first mission. They kind of tell us who she is. Orana, Gar, Warlock of the Praxis Order, some fucking thing that's existed and we've never heard about it. That's apparently on, that has a secret fucking lab on Europa, which we've never heard of or seen or talked about. I get it. I know you're adding stuff to it, but there was nothing. And I don't know. Maybe that shit's in the lore tabs. I don't read that stuff. Like, that's... You know, anyway, we don't know who this woman is. We saw her fight fucking Tinks the Angst Boy. And then that's really it. She talks sometimes in your radio and whatnot. And she's like, wow, all of a sudden, yeah, you need a lightsaber or a Praxis Blade or whatever you want to call it. Let's go take you on that mission. There is zero lead up to that. There's zero reason for it. You know, they could have at least been like, oh, you need one of these to open the door to get the thing, to do the thing, so let's go ahead and do the mission. You know, like, okay, sure, but it was just like, you're going to become part of the Praxis Order, weapon here. You need to get the sword or it doesn't count. I don't know. That was definitely, that was strange. Yeah, it felt weird. Do you need it for anything in the game at all? At any point?
No.
Yeah. Okay. It's fun to use.
There's a lot of old lore about the Praxic Order.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of really old lore about the Praxic Order. Like, before the death of Cade, we had things...
It's true. There's a bunch
like,
of stuff
in the quest line about the death of Cade. There's a whole thing about them following sword logic and following a sword. It talks mostly about the sword made by Crota, not by people, but there's a lot of different things that talk about the Praxic Order of Warlocks specifically.
So, yeah, it did exist in the lore, and that's great, and all that, and they took the sword thing and they moved it to lightsabers, but for the Star Wars stuff, but... Yeah, it fell shoehorned in, because they didn't even they never gave us even a reason that she was there.
So the reason she was there is so they would have something that was synonymous with Jedi, and we could have lightsabers. That's why
I know that's why Bungie put her there, and I do think they did explain it a little bit in the story. To be fair, is that they wanted to send her to keep an eye on Drifter. I think it said that somewhere.
So the Praxic Order are specifically tasked with finding corrupted Guardians and offering them a chance at redemption. So they're the babysitters of the Guardians. So it would make sense that a Warlock from the Praxic Order would be sent to watch Drifter, a Guardian who's potentially being corrupted.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, there's a bit of sense in there. It doesn't spell it out for you at all, and one of the biggest problems that I have with the stories in Destiny are a lot of the stuff they expect you to read, and I'm just not interested in those little lore tabs. They may be super interesting. I don't watch content creators. I just don't. I know I'm asking everybody on the stream to watch. I'm asking everybody that's on YouTube to watch me, or listen on podcast services or whatever it happens to be. But I don't, and I'm not interested to do that. For Destiny, I want you to give me the reason that she was tasked at this specific moment in time. Because Drifter's been a little shit since Forsaken. Like, why hasn't...
Because it was the most convenient for the story?
Yeah, I get... Well, okay, that's not a reason, though.
Really all it is.
I want an in-universe reason.
Because
anyway,
they're the babysitters of corrupted Guardians, so she was tasked with watching the slightly corrupted Guardian.
But then all of a sudden...
into the universe. He's never been off in the universe on his own. He's been in control.
We didn't even know where he was for the first year of Destiny. Who the fuck knows where he was?
Showed up.
Yeah.
But anything before Drifter doesn't count.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Everything before Drifter, he was actually out in the universe. He's out in the places that Destiny 3 should be taking us right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
not for another 4
probably
years, correct?
why they haven't produced fuck all, is I would imagine that they're trying to produce things that aren't going to overlap with what they're producing for Destiny 3. And so they
And-
can't give us much here. But they've seriously kneecapped themselves with Edge of Fate. They really tried to get players back into the game so hard that they lost all of their current players, and now they're trying to flounder their way to success. The problem will be I imagine Destiny looks a lot like this until Destiny 3.
Oh yeah, of course. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be super dramatic. They're going to schedule some stuff for next year. It's going to be more of these micro expansions, and they're going to try to keep it afloat until they get 3 developed enough to release it. But that's years away if the rumors are true and it's in early development. It took 3.5 years to develop Destiny 2, and if they spit anything out that is Destiny 2 year 1, no one's going to play that. They're going to be like, fuck you guys. They have to put out... I hope they know that if they drop Destiny 3, it's got to be a banger.
All right, listen.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
One class, all prismatic, everything unlocked, so everybody can play everything.
See, I'm thinking the complete opposite.
Power fantasy, and let us just go kill shit. What? Strip away all the light? No more powers? Let us go.
Put it somewhere where there's no fucking travelers, so there is no light. All right, it's a brand new Guardian or it's a brand new something else. It doesn't even need to have any of that stuff. Brand new characters and classes. We're still getting off track, but yeah, not all the same old fucking shit. Get rid of all of it. Do something completely new and awesome.
The Traveler isn't there. The Traveler's not there, so our characters can have powers. Like, they want to make a space magic game, but the Traveler's not the conceit for that. The whole conceit of the Traveler and why it exists at all is so there's a respawn mechanic, man. They want to work why we can respawn infinite times into the game and have it be part of the lore. I mean, that's why it's there, and that still needs to remain. It's too late to decouple that from space magic powers, right? I mean, it's too late. But you can rest assured that Destiny 3 will have a class system. Because
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Games like this will have class systems.
I'm just saying they can be all different now. Because they're not powered by the Traveler. Because these are powered by the Traveler. Because when you lost all your powers at the beginning of Destiny 2, you got them all back by finding shards of the Traveler. You can't tell me that you're not directly powered by your ghosts and the Traveler's light.
You are, but you have powers because Bungie's making a space magic game.
Yeah, right? Sure. Okay, that's fair.
And to be fair, exists to give you an excuse to be able to resurrect yourself.
But it gives you, it gave us like confirmed fact that basically anybody can use darkness, though, as long as they learn. When Zavala lost his ghost, so there could be other powers in the universe that anybody can just learn and use.
I mean, presumably they can use Strand as well.
I assumed. We literally saw him using stasis, so that was all.
I want to talk about
learned in like 8 minutes.
This expansion, future expansions, whatever, and I want to talk about value proposition. All right, what do we get? What do we get in the base package for Renegades? All right, for the what was it? What is it? What did $39.99? Right, that's
$40.
$40. We got 5 story missions, an exotic quest. 2 new exotics, 2 new exotic weapons, 3 new pieces of exotic armor, balance patches, no new abilities or anything.
Is the dungeon included in that?
It's not. You still have to have a dungeon key if you didn't buy the enhanced.
The annual.
You get 1 pseudo social space. It's only restricted to 5 people. And you get Lawless Frontier, for however long that's going to stick around. There's about 40 new guns, which is a lot, mind you. I want to throw out there. There's a shit ton of guns, and half of them are actually new models, which is good. But that's it. That's everything you get, right? I know this isn't apples to apples, but Final Shape base price was $50, $49.99. Had an 8 mission campaign that I think was every bit as good as Renegades campaign, personally.
Yep.
Had an entirely new huge patrol zone. Now, you couldn't get everybody in there with it, but they did have match-made activity there. You got new subclasses for everybody because Prismatic came out. You got new supers. You got exotic quest line. You got multiple exotics. You got a raid for just $10 more. Like, the value proposition is going the wrong way. I realize Renegades cost less, but I feel like dollars per feature, like, we spent more, right? And I hope that trend doesn't continue. I hope it doesn't continue to degrade.
No, you're right, actually. Like, and I don't think it's that I think we deserve more for Renegades. I just think Renegades should have been cheaper. Like, because I don't expect, like, of course I'd love more content, but I mean, moving to a 2 expansion per year system versus a 1 expansion per year system, it's clear that neither campaign or neither one of them is going to be Final Shape quality in terms of content. But yeah, the price should indicate that. And you're right. You really need to think about little things like the dungeon. It's not included, or the raid is included in the Final Shape. And I know it's the opposite for Edge of Fate. We got the raid, but they just got to get rid of that dungeon key. I think that's really important. You add the dungeon.
Did they get rid of dungeon keys? Am I off base?
I'm not sure.
Or is it included now? I think they got rid of dungeon keys. I think it's included.
I think it's included.
I think I'm wrong.
If it's included, that helps the cost.
Yeah.
But it's not entirely, like, you're right. And we even got the Dual Destiny with Final Shape, which is a really cool exotic quest. That was also included. So technically 9 missions if you're including fire and ice or whatever it's called for Renegades. I'm just looking up real quick, see if I can see what's included in the DLC on Steam. If it says the dungeon specifically.
I'm pretty sure it's included because I'm pretty sure they got rid of dungeon keys. I'm pretty sure. Going forward, there's no dungeon keys.
I don't want to see Year of Prophecy. I want to see Renegades.
I'm 99% certain it's included.
Okay, hold on. Renegade Standard Edition, 1 Lawless, Reward Pass. 2. See, but the second pass isn't included in Renegade Standard Edition. So you only get the 1 pass. Dungeon content. Dungeon content is included in Renegade Standard Edition.
Yeah,
But
okay.
the major update pass is not included. The one in March.
Yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay for that if you didn't buy the annual already.
You needed the Year of Prophecy, or you got to pay for it.
The enhanced Renegades to get it.
Well, it's Year of Prophecy Edition. Year of Prophecy Ultimate Edition is what's included on here on this old thing they released. I didn't know. Is there an enhanced version of Renegades that includes that? Maybe. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Anyway, so the dungeon is included, so scratch that from the record. Don't comment below.
I think I spent more money going to see anime movies in the past year
It's not the point.
than I did on this expansion. Well, I mean, there is the other end of the spectrum. I do think that it is, in comparison to what you're getting, lower value than
Past stuff.
Final Shape.
That's the point.
But
That's why everyone hated Shadowkeep.
we knew that this expansion was going to be smaller than Edge of Fate.
I didn't.
We knew. I was pretty sure that they said that.
I thought it would
They
be
said that
bigger.
this wasn't a huge expansion for.
No, we knew
Like,
that.
So we knew that it wasn't this big storyline expansion going into it.
Okay, he said Edge of Fate, not Final Shape, though.
Hey, even compared to Edge of Shape, this
No.
wasn't supposed to be the same size of Edge of Shape.
Okay, well, it's
I
the
thought
same
this was supposed
price,
to be smaller.
first off, so that is stupid. It doesn't have a raid, it has a dungeon. And for Edge of Fate, they completely worked the entire loot system. So surely that would have had to take time. I know that wasn't included in Edge of Fate.
Hey, Greener, that was a free update to Destiny.
No,
that wasn't included in Edge of Fate. Come on.
That's not what I'm saying. My point is, their development team would have, whoever was working on that could have been working on content for Renegades. So, in theory, at the same price, you would think, because they don't have to rework that whole system again, they'd be able to pump out more content for you. But in fact, it's less. Anyway, we were trying to compare Final Shape to Renegades, not Edge of Fate to Renegades. Edge of Fate is not as good in pretty much any aspect, other than the fact that it gets a raid and an epic raid instead of a dungeon.
I think that a lot of the things that you're comparing are, when was the last time anyone in this call touched patrol zones from Final Shape?
Last season, I
love the Pale Heart.
What?
Sorry.
No shot. You liked AFK farming the Pale Heart for stuff.
No. I actually like the Pale Heart. I did so much fucking overthrow. It was insane.
Overthrow bored me so fast.
Okay. Well, we have different opinions, and that's fine. But either way,
the ad density was not high enough to keep me entertained in a thing that's supposed to be go kill a bunch of enemies. I want to go kill a bunch of enemies, not 7. Like,
that's fine. That's fine. All right. So anyway, I think our point was we pay $10 more for Final Shape, and the significant value dollars to donuts for Renegades is not there. And I'm not saying there should have been more content. Like I said, in Renegades, just maybe knock $5 off. You know, $35 for $34.99. That's all. We've all known that it was supposed to be smaller. I just saw something in the chat that says Renegades is meant to be size of something smaller. We know that. We know it's not meant to be the same size, but it's only $10 cheaper. Is my point. It's sized based. It's sized to money that we are arguing here. It's not how much content there was. Just overall for an expansion, we knew they were going to be smaller. We were told this.
Themselves used the phrase that it was going to be more like a Rise of Iron type size.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, which was a $29.99 expansion.
There you go.
but when was it?
You want me to start adjusting for inflation? Is that what you're trying to get?
You know what? Hear me out though. Everybody bitched about the price of the Switch. You know the fastest way to shut that whole conversation down? The exact same price as the Switch 1 if you account for inflation when the Switch 1 was launched versus the Switch 2 was launched. Exact same price, but better technology.
Okay. Yes, and I paid $95 for MLB 94 on the Sega Genesis. No one cares.
That's my point, though. If you're going to have a conversation about things like the price of something in a game, then you have to be ready to have the conversation about things like that. You have to have the conversation about things like, is this the same value as going to watch a movie for $15 for 3 hours? I think that this was a great value in comparison to most everything else.
Other forms of entertainment, of course,
market for entertainment.
video games of service, video games especially, in terms of hours, dollars per hour, they are always a great value. But
I think things should be measured differently, to be honest. Like,
if I compare dollars to hour value of different entries in the Destiny franchise, I don't personally think Renegades, as of this moment,
has a
carries
$40
the same value. I don't think it carries a $40 value, personally.
So let me ask you
I'm
this
not saying
question.
it's a bad value. I'm not saying it's a bad value. I don't regret buying it, but I just don't. I think the value could be better for what we got out of this, out of the campaign and the stuff that came along.
Let me ask you this question. I'm just curious what your thought process is on it. If Final Shape had been $59.99, would you feel better about the price of Renegades?
No,
Okay.
If someone else bought you Renegades, would you feel better about the price of Renegades?
no.
That's not the point, I don't think.
I
It's
mean,
not actual
Not the money
spending the
coming out of
money.
my pocket. If listen, this may offend some people, and I'm sorry, but if the value proposition of the $40 video game is actually a decision factor about can I afford this or not, you need to not buy it. It's not this particular game is not for you. Sorry, it's just how it is. But I'm not talking about the value of
Hmm.
the entertainment I'm getting out of the game. I'm talking about it relative to itself.
Yeah, relative to itself, exactly. Yeah, I get it. I think when you look at the value proposition that you were given by one expansion 1 year ago and then another expansion, we're not comparing them to the two of them like they were supposed to be the same. We're basing them on their prices, 150, 140. The $40 one doesn't, it doesn't feel like it's worth the same as $40 of the other one. If that makes sense. I know what you're saying. I know where you come from, and I get it.
I think similarly, if I'm also going to drag things out of ancient history, like
Okay.
it's not as if Renegades is the worst value proposition that Destiny has ever had. Let me direct you to the Curse of fucking Osiris. All right, the $20 2-hour literally 2-hour campaign, and then a patrol zone that was literally the same size as the tower.
But you had to get all those weapons so you could get the Telesto catalyst. Come on, man. That took like forever.
Yeah, that's when Telesto started breaking things. That's when it gained sentience.
And we got a raid layer.
Telesto was like, man, this is bullshit.
With a jumping puzzle, an ad encounter, and then one boss. Whew. Man, that was good. Those was the good old days of Destiny.
So I by no means think that Renegades is a low point in the Destiny franchise. It's good. I just think that the people that are constantly throwing out of there 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, they're either rage baiting or delusional if you just compare it to the game itself.
I think it was a 9 out of 10 so far, this expansion.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people do. I think a lot of people are. My rating is 6 out of 7.
You could either be rage bait. I think you're rage baiting personally. Only because you told me
9 out of
earlier
10?
that you were coming on the show to rage bait me. So
No. I said I was here to be the toxic optimism to oppose you coming on.
And then when I said I wasn't going to go on after all, what'd you say? I'm not going on either.
Well, I forgot that I had something I had to go do until you told me that I didn't have to go do that thing anymore. Remember?
Listen, I've sat on a lot of podcasts with Rect. In fact, probably over 200 of them. And even though there's negativity coming out of his mouth, I assure you that the overall message that I'm getting from him is that he likes Renegades.
Yeah.
It has some problems.
And let's talk about some problems, shall we?
I think
that's all we've been talking about.
No.
The conversation about problems just needs to not be directed in the direction of price point for the product that we're getting.
Let's talk about some actual problems.
The conversation needs to be about, like, this campaign was only 5 missions. Maybe it should only be like 25 steps. Would make sense to me.
If I could have only had to run one Lawless Frontier or only talk to 2 different people that were maybe a load screen apart, it would have been so much better. I would have been bitching about it a lot less.
You know how many people on Twitter would have complained about how short the campaign was if that were the case, though? It's so bad.
I want to move on to actual issues.
All right,
I think everybody will agree are issues.
All
right. During 2 of my Lawless Frontiers, All right.
Mhm.
I had the same problem happen a grand total of 5 times between 2 missions. What was that problem? I got to the end of the mission. I called in the hawk to fly out. I jumped into the bay. You know what happened the moment I hit the ramp of the bay?
The game crashed.
Error code fucking whatever. All right. It happened 3 times in a row on one mission where I got to the end of the 15 or 20-minute mission and then I got error coded out. Do you think the mission counted when I got errored out?
Nope.
Of course not. Okay. The very next Flawless Frontier I did, the very next one, I get to the ramp, I jump in, I don't even get to set my feet on the ramp. Badoop! Back to orbit. No reconnect. Fuck you, Wrecked. We don't like how you did that shit. Do it again. And then I did it again. You know what they said? Fuck you and your stupid Titan hammers. Alright? Did we give you some overpowered bullshit? Yes. And what's the tax for you getting that overpowered bullshit? Do the same mission a 3rd time, you piece of shit. That's what I got to do. Alright. One time,
Okay.
while I was playing with other people yesterday, we were running through the campaign. We're doing that section where you talk to Drifter.
Yeah.
They all talk to Drifter fine. Everything's great. I talk to Drifter, and then I'm not allowed to get up from the bar. Like, the game will not allow me to get up from the bar. It's just me and the robot bartender. And I can't do shit.
Cool dude and Wrecked all hop up to a bar. Cool dude and Bonic walk away. Wreck just sat there for the rest of the fucking day.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to pay your bar tab before you can leave.
Yeah, see?
When I got into the game, all of my Ascendant shards disappeared. I lost an entire stack of Ascendant shards from my inventory and a full stack of enhancement prisms from my inventory. 100 prisms and 30 shards disappeared. No, Rick, you must have spent those. I did not. What happened is I went to the kiosk, didn't realize I was maxed out. I went to grab them. It told me my inventory was full. All right. I go to my inventory. There's nothing there. I go back to my kiosk to get my 5 free Ascendant shards. They're grayed out. They're in my kiosk inventory, but they're grayed out. I can no longer select them. You know what's still in my kiosk right now? 5 grayed out Ascendant shards. And an exotic cipher that I can't pick up, incidentally. Not because my inventory's full, because it exists there, but it's grayed out, so you can't actually do anything with it. Let's talk about exotic armor, or regular armor. Did you know that there's a homeless fallen that just bums around Tharsis
Not
Station?
homeless anymore. That motherfucker is rich.
You can walk up to this guy, and you can give him your credits. And sometimes he'll just take your credits. Sometimes he'll give you little knickknacks like a toothbrush or a ball of string. Sometimes he'll give you useful things like guns or, hold on, like 3 ambulances at my neighbor's house. All right, I'm back. He'll give you things like dark matter ingots. Is that what they are? Dark matter ingots. Those
Yep.
are things you use for the reputation for the syndicate vendors. Sometimes he'll give you guns. If you're very lucky, you'll give him the stuff, and he will flood your inventory with pieces of armor. He'll just fucking max out your postmaster pieces of armor. And not only that, but for 100 credits, all right, he'll do that. And when you go and look at that armor, a bunch of it is going to have illegal stats. You're going to find a piece of armor with like 62 in super or weapons. Like, that's the stat, the base stat.
No,
Okay.
the base stat can go up to 52.
That's a bug,
And-
by the way. And they
So-
stopped the bug today by making it cost
Yeah.
7 million credits to interact with him.
Yeah.
All right. So some people got that stuff. You know what the great thing about some people getting this really bugged armor? Those people can make builds now that are impossible for the rest of the population to make. So guess which people are going to have an advantage when it comes to the dungeon race coming up? because they're going to be able to run multiple 200 stat builds. And other people will not be able to do
200
that.
stats on a build that can't reach 200 stat normally.
Well, you know
Like
they're just going to
scattered
disable that
grenade.
armor.
Maybe not.
Maybe. We don't
They
really
will.
know.
They always do.
It'll be really hard to disable that armor because of how it spawned. And what's really weird is the way that it actually interacts. So if you look at a piece of armor in the game, its cap that you can see at a peak of base stat value is 42. If you put a plus 10 modifier on it, it still will only show you 42. And that's the indicator that it's an illegal piece of armor. Also, if you look at the item in dim, it'll show the actual base stat is 52 rather than 42. And then when you put a mod on dim, it'll show 62 rather than 52. And if you do the math on the actual change on your stat value, it shows what it did on dim. So the item itself is showing something incorrect in comparison to what it's actually doing on the back end of your character and on dim.
So that's all done in the API. It should be pretty easy to tell any piece of armor that goes over the default stat value and just disable it for the dungeon race.
Well, they may
That's
do
not a
that.
question.
They may normalize that armor so that it'll get modified.
Or they'll
behind
do
the
that
scenes
if it
and become normal armor. Yeah. Whatever.
If they may just give everybody the armor. They've done that before too. They're like, this gun is broken. Everybody gets it.
I have a feeling it'll be no different than crafting, and they'll make it so the armor doesn't actually do anything, or they'll force the stats to match whatever the archetype is that they're going to assign to the armor.
Yeah.
Or whatever archetype the armor falls into.
Yeah, they'll figure that out.
People were having Marionberry errors everywhere for the first few days.
Yeah, somebody made a joke about that and expected me to know who the fuck that is.
It's another disconnect, getting kicked out of the game.
No, but like the actual person is named after some mayor or something from Washington, D.C. or Washington.
I don't care. I don't care what the actual reference is. It doesn't matter.
Okay, all right.
They announced before Renegades even dropped. I sent a tweet. I sent a announcement out to the community because of this. That Worm Gods, if you had Worm Gods in a loadout, and you load into your Titan and inspect that loadout, it could weasel error you.
Yep.
So don't have that on and don't look at it. Well, it turns out any armor that you have an exotic ornament on that is in your loadouts, saved in your loadouts, if you just hover over the loadout, every time it pops up showing that there's an ornament on an exotic piece of armor in there, it has a chance to cause you to weasel out of the game instantly.
Okay, I'm opening Destiny 2 right now to do that.
So, I think that's all of them. But there's been
all your old loadouts.
Tremendous number of bugs that have flown through. It's not even really surprising at this point. It's not even surprising at this point.
Solo mission that you have to do, where you can't be in a group, you have to do a Lawless Frontier solo. Yeah. You can get to the end of it, and it just won't spawn the loot.
Yeah, and there's a couple of missions you can get soft locked in as well.
Yeah, you get soft locked at the end. You have to rerun it. But in running it 3 times, I ran into it 1 time, and it took me like 9 minutes to solve. And it was 9 minutes of me yelling, and then Hoppy went, "Why are you complaining so much?" And then it was over.
I got locked in the first mission.
So I know we're all used to these bugs just being part of Bungie releases, but I'm factoring them into my score for my rating for Renegades, right? Because it's a major release time. If there's ever a time where you need to minimize your fucking bugs, it's when you drop the big release for the 6-month block, in my opinion.
What do you mean? It just gives them 6 months to fix them.
No, they should be working on other shit.
Now, good stuff. Things I have nothing but praise for. The music for this expansion is top notch. Should be, considering they had John Williams consulting on it. But I think the music is great. One of the few times I've just played Destiny with music. I actually went into my system settings for Destiny, and I took the music. I have all my sound effects up except for music. I have that completely turned off. I turned that back on for this because the music is really good. I mentioned this before, but a metric ton of weapons came with this expansion, and half of them are brand new models, which we haven't really seen in a long time. I understand it's part of licensing or whatever, but I hope the next major expansion comes with a bunch of new weapon models without the baggage of a licensing deal, please. And the gameplay for some of the stuff, even if I'm not a huge fan of there being lightsabers, like, come on, they're practical blades, but we know what they sound like, right? The lightsabers are fun. I think they're going to justifiably get giga nerfed at the mid-season because they are way OP right now once you get them kitted out. But they are indeed fun to play with, and I can't say anything bad about that. So
They're really fun.
So
there you go.
just to be clear, I was trying to get weaseled out here. I open my loadout and hover over something with an exotic ornament.
You just have to open it. If you look at a loadout that's got an exotic ornament on a piece of armor in there, there's a chance every single time that you can get weaseled out. That comes directly from Bungie themselves.
Yeah, I'm not getting.
And their advice was, don't put exotic ornaments in your loadouts at all until we tell you it's fixed.
Boring. I didn't get kicked. It's garbage. I gotta say, I do like the music. I was told it was good, and to make sure to turn it up, and I did. And it does give you the moments that we all wanted, and all that. But there's a couple times, like when you go out with like the lightsaber for the very first time and stuff. Like I just want Star Wars music. Not gonna lie. Like actual, just straight up Star Wars music from the movies.
We played Cantina music in the VC for like 2 hours.
Yeah, until that.
No, but
playlist
like when I
started
fucking
being
pull that out the first time and there's like
weird.
100 of them and you throw it through, I just like, I want fucking Star Wars music.
We had Imperial March Christmas music on for a while there too.
Pale, it can happen to anybody on any class. It's specifically when you look at your loadouts, if there's an exotic ornament saved in them, that's when it can weasel you out. But it's all classes.
All right,
It
well,
only happens when it's least convenient.
let's continue on so we can wrap this up for this week. New characters? Got any favorites? Any worse? Or the worst characters?
I don't really care for Dredgen Bale.
Yep. He's a little bitch.
He's got Kylo Ren vibes, and I don't like Kylo Ren. I don't. It's hard to take a bad guy seriously when they throw temper tantrums. I also don't. I'm a little worried. This isn't going to matter to anybody who doesn't follow the lore. Like Greener probably won't give a shit about this, but we've got established lore for what the Dredgens are, right? They're not good people. They're not good guardians. I'm a little concerned that because this is the first time we've had Dredgens mentioned in the game before. Like when you're running the Malfeasance quest, part of that quest was the man with the golden gun, right? And that's literally a story about somebody hunting down Dredgen, right? So there's some of that's in the game, but like how many people actually know who Dredgen Yor was? Like how many people? Some people may recognize that name, but who actually knows who he is? If you haven't been playing the game since Destiny 1, you probably don't know. You probably don't care. But I'm a little worried that all the Dredgen are going to just be fucking in the community thought about as fucking Sith proxies. from here on out. And that's really sad because the Dredgen have some cool lore. So, but he's probably my least favorite character out of all. I think the actual Cabal dude, who's Loon. I think his lines in the last fight with him are way more entertaining than anything that comes out of Whiny Boy's mouth, personally.
Okay. What about Blue?
Blue's the best ghost we've had in a long time.
I like Blue. Her
She's an
first
asshole.
lines were basically just like, fuck you, Drifter, you piece of damn shit. Fucking fuck. And the accent just like cherry on top. What a choice. Not gonna lie. It just works. It works perfectly. I've been, I enjoy the voice lines from her or it or whatever you call it. I don't know. A ghost from New York. A ghost straight up from a specific suburb of New York, I would say. Because not all New Yorkers have an accent that heavy. But yeah, Bale, I agree. They're trying too hard. And we all knew he was going to be a Kylo clone. Basically, since they first introduced it, the voice sounded exactly like Kylo. And the armor. Well, actually, the armor looks more like Revan than it does Kylo, but whatever. Anyway, and Revan was awesome. We forgot to talk about what's her name? I don't even know her name. Did we forget about her? Yeah.
She's a forgettable guardian.
Yeah, she's pretty forgettable. I agree. So I think my opinion is similar to yours. Blue is fun. Kylo sucks. Other big fat dude is okay, and I keep forgetting her name. Arnar is forgettable. Yeah, that sounds about right.
The less Lodi I see, the happier I am. I didn't see much. I was pretty content. I think that Kylo Ren 2.0 is Kylo Ren 2.0. Not much different from 1.0.
What's your problem with Lodi?
And he gives me very Discord mod vibes. Like, well, actually, we need to go this way. It's
I
like,
love
well,
Lodi.
actually, I don't commune with the gods. I have to talk to their neighbors. Literally, one of the things that he says is, I can't talk to Six. I have to talk to his neighbors. Like, I don't like Lodi. It's like, I wish my eye went back to normal. Bro, you're now like this paracausal entity bitching about your eye going back to annoying. I like the Drifter. The Drifter's awesome. The Drifter and Eris Morn moment was very cute. It was cool. I liked their moment. I'm glad that they're getting to be a thing. And that it's not like giga cringy BS. It's like, oh, they had a cute moment, and that's it.
I would actually argue that his entire storyline about him worrying about her dying because of some prophecy is super cringe, and I hate it.
It's kind of real, though.
Nah, it's dumb as fuck that he would go and like pretend to lead the fucking shit and not help us do stuff. I don't know. I know he helps from where he is, but it's dumb. I hated it. He should have just stayed. How many different prophecies have we beaten and dispelled over the duration of Destiny? Probably every single one of them.
He was the hero. He did the right thing. He did a good job. Gambit saved the world in the last season, and nobody gave us credit for the Gambit players saving the world.
Literally, one of our episodes of This Week at Shrouded is called Gambit Saves the World. So
it was the one that I brought up, Gambit Saving the World.
Gambit Saves the Universe, actually, is what it's titled. Yeah. Episode 117.
Yeah, because Gambit saved the universe.
Okay, but we gave you credit.
Now the Dredgens are trying to take it back.
Okay. Anyway, I didn't like At least up to the point where I am right now. I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed with Drifter. I'm like, fuck you, buddy. And what's this dog shit about you just like all for love? I hate that. Get that out of my destiny,
He's
please.
never had love.
Who gives a
He's
shit?
never had it. The Drifter.
Who cares?
It's way less cringy than listening to Zavala moan and groan about his family that he lost 7 million years ago that he never knew.
Final
Which
Shape
is real and
was good.
tangible.
Wasn't cringy. You're wrong.
Ugh. Final Shape wasn't cringy.
Well, that's where all that storyline was.
Final Shape was the cringe.
Oh, okay.
The only NPC that I like less than Lodi is in Final Shape.
Who is it?
Give you one guess. Only get one though. A big fan of the large metal surfboard riders.
You mean Lightfall?
That's Lightfall, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine. Then no, I didn't like the Lightfall.
I would love to see Nimbus and Dredgen Bale get in a fight, and then like a building falls on both of them, and they both just die.
I'm down.
That'd be perfect.
Down.
I'd like.
And I couldn't take him seriously because they picked a name for Diablo 2's final boss. Like, bro, you could have picked a way better name than the end game boss of Diablo 2.
Like anybody knows that name.
Most Diablo players would know that name.
Oh yeah, of course. But it's like 1% of the population.
Like, I just couldn't take him seriously. You combine the fact that he's Kylo Ren, plus he's named after Diablo's endgame boss, which is a meme that I've farmed bagillion times in my life, and it's Star Wars. I didn't pay attention to the story. I just played the characters and beat stuff down. Then the fact that I could just beat stuff down and not pay attention to anything, A+.
Okay.
I didn't have to do puzzles.
All right. Let's move on again. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, just the new characters. And we got talking about how Lodi is the best.
Yeah, Chodai.
That's an awesome name, actually.
Guy.
He would be even cooler if that's what his name was.
Yeah, if they gave him the name Chodai.
That's what his name is on Rule 34.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. And the only one that I know that would know that is you.
No,
I bet he's gonna.
I don't think so. I think that's demonstrably false.
Well, I don't want to know who else I would know that from.
I'm just the only one who's willing to say it.
Pretty true.
Okay. Good story. Okay. Just because I said we would talk about it really quick. Well, I guess are we done talking about Renegades for now? We can talk about more next week.
I don't know.
You got anything specific you want to talk about? There's nothing specifically I want to talk about. I'm still in the middle of the story. I got a lot to go. It's good so far. There's a couple things I hate. And, you know, we've touched on most of them. Bale throws little sissy fits or whatever his name is. Or, yeah. I don't like that. The way he stabs that Cabal and like this, that even looked bad though. That was animated poorly too. So it didn't help that it was poorly animated and I don't know. It just looked like shit. It felt like shit. It looked dumb. Like we didn't need to see that. Just come on, man. Force choke him. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, guys, you'd have a stroke. Players would have a stroke if that happened.
No red subclass.
No red
That's what people were talking about right before it came out. They're definitely going to include a red subclass, even though it's not been in any of the marketing materials. Look at all the red subclass stuff that happens in the game.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to try to surprise us with anything.
Everyone keeps saying "fuck Nimbus" in
Fuck
chat
Nimbus.
and other places,
Fuck Nimbus.
and including you. I just did want to point out, as clearly there's nobody in this, even though as much as we don't like Bale, I don't think he comes anywhere near the level of dog shit that Nimbus was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
Nimbus, Lodi, Bale. Yeah.
Lodi is
some.
way better than whatever, man. I
No.
can't. I can't take you
Listen,
seriously.
No.
if Bungie
Weird.
lost the files for Nimbus, Finch, and Dredgen Bale all at once, I would not be
Lodi.
sad at all.
Throw Lodi away. Give me Ikora's afro and take Lodi back to the past. The train hit the wrong thing. Should have taken Lodi and kept the afro. Way cooler.
Okay. All right, chat.
The trade-off is so not worth it. We get bald Ikora and Lodi.
The train didn't take her hair away. She probably just shaved it later. Leave her alone. She thinks it
she
looks
shaved-
better.
She shaved it because
And what
Nimbus
she
was
thinks is
the-
more important than what you think.
Oh, that's not true. Because she's not tangible.
Neither is Lodi.
Neither is
no.
her afro. But you seem to
You know
be worried about that. I'll take Nimbus over Crow. No, I don't hate Crow that much. No, I don't like Nimbus.
like the Crow.
But I like Lodi, so I mean, we're all
I like
different.
Crow.
I mean, one other thing we can talk about is after you finish Renegades, and now you're playing Renegades after the campaign.
Okay.
The portal still sucks ass. In
Okay.
fact,
Yep.
if you're 550, it sucks way larger,
lot.
dirtier ass than it did at the end of last season. Why? Because there's 15% worth of bonus score modifier sitting in your rewards pass that you do not have right now. So the modifiers you'd put on a 550 activity,
Uh-huh.
on an ultimate activity, to get to a mid B, so you would make sure that you're getting your tier 5 drops, you have to put through twice the number of modifiers on in order to get anywhere near that same score. So you have to sweat much harder because you're missing out on a bunch of rewards pass bonus. You're getting the true, dare I say, the true 550 difficulty experience, and it's not fun.
You could just delete all your 550 gear from one of your slots. Problem solved.
Furthermore, yes, delete all of your 550 armor that you
From
farmed.
from one slot.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that. Yeah, that'd be smart.
You have to go down to like 500, 480 for it to not hurt.
Oh, okay.
Like it's a lot right now.
Furthermore, if you are doing ultimate level activities, they've introduced a new section to the portal, the arena portal. The arena portal is 6-player activities. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You know how sometimes you'll do a match-made activity with like 3 people, and you'll get in there and you'll get 2 just absolute duds, and you're just carrying the whole activity?
I'm usually the
Consider
dud,
what
so
it
no.
would feel like if you're doing an ultimate level activity. You load into a 6-person arena with 5 blueberries, and because it's ultimate, you start. The activity has revives, and you start with 1 revive for 6 people, 5 of which are blueberries. How do you think those arena ops are probably going for people in that situation?
Probably not great, but it sounds.
Let me tell you how they're going. If you look at the API on things where people are matching with random people, less than half of them are actually concluding, are actually finishing. Because what is happening is the moment somebody dies, people start bailing out. But while people are bailing out, the game says, "Oh, I guess this activity needs new players." So it's feeding new people that have gone into matchmaking into this activity that has no revives, and they're spawning in as a ghost, not being able to do anything. Over and over and over and over and over again. So whatever they did to ultimate level stuff at the end of last season, where they took away in matchmaking the revives, they did not do that for arena ops. So pretty bad oversight. Anybody who ever thought that, I think 6-player match-made raids would be a great idea, go try some arena ops and report back to us what you think after you experience that on ultimate level.
Well, let's be clear.
If
I
they did
think
guided mode, it'd be easier.
6-person raids could be match-made raids would be fine. Like I've played 25-person match-made raids in World of Warcraft. Like people can do it. They're not completely stupid. Surely they can do a 6. Like the raids in Destiny are like a cakewalk in comparison. So I know we talk about WoW raiding back in the day a lot, but it comes up a lot.
Destiny doesn't have things like WoW has had. Now WoW's getting rid of these, but that WoW has had for a long time, like third-party mods you can load into your client that actually give you the instructions of what to do on your screen as the raid goes on.
The only thing you need to do in a WoW raid is not stand up fire. It's literally your only job.
All you need to do in WoW is not step on the glowing shit on the ground. The glowing shit on the ground is telling you don't stand here. Yes. Yeah, so it's not exactly...
They're still harder than Destiny raids. But they're still harder than Destiny raids. I don't care what anyone says. Have you done the new raid? There is no new raid.
Talking about Desert Perpetual.
DP. Expert DP specifically, I'm assuming.
Expert or Epic?
Either.
There's an expert?
I mean, have you done 5 feet on the normal?
Okay, so you're talking about the feats. All right.
Yeah.
No, why would
have
I do 5 feet?
all of the feats on one? Or
why would I do 5 feats? Why would I do 1 feat?
Both of them?
Why would I do any feats?
Have you done Desert Perpetual at all, Greener, yet?
What? Yeah, sure.
That's a no. No, he has not.
Have you really still not done the new raid?
I barely played Destiny last season. It was garbage.
The new raid was the only good thing in the season last season.
Well, that's good. But when you're not interested in the overall game, then it's hard to get interested in endgame content. I had fun with the portal, though.
Interested in gaming with my boys.
I don't have any boys. Nobody likes me in this Discord. They just like listening to me talk. They don't actually like playing with me.
I bet if you sat in a general VC for more than 5 minutes, you'd have a swarm of people start showing up just to hang out with you.
It's funny that you think that. I've been in general chats many times and nobody shows up.
I mean, the 7 boys will take you. The 7 boys and girls will take you on a Desert Perpetual if you want to.
I could get 100 billion teams. Like, it's not about finding somebody that could take me. It's just I haven't felt the need to do it.
The gear is awesome. The raid's fun.
You know how many times I did Salvation's Edge?
1.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe it's time for your 1 DP.
As a confirmed person who doesn't really enjoy raiding, Desert Perpetual is miles better than Salvation's Edge.
I'm not saying it wasn't or anything, but yeah, I don't know.
It's a fun raid.
I like when raids come out because it bolsters the community, but for some reason, ever since what are the order of the raids? So we had DP, SE. What was before that?
Ron.
Okay. See, I really liked Ron. I did Ron a bunch, but only like 20 times, not a huge amount. And then before Ron was what? Crota? Or was there another one in there?
I think it was Crota.
See, I only did Crota like 4 times.
But I started playing the game after Ron came out, so.
Oh, really?
Desert Perpetual hits a good mix of mechanics and combat that oftentimes raids either lean too hard into one but too far away from the other. So,
like Ron,
I think Desert Perpetual, as much as I said in Seven's chat, is a dog shit raid. I think it's a lot better raid than say Ron, or a lot better raid than say Salvation's Edge. It's not my favorite raid. I'd much rather run Last Wish, but you know,
for some reason I'm like such a Kingsfall junkie. I'm a big fan of Kingsfall. And VOTD, huge fans. Let's go run a Kingsfall. I don't like it that much.
VOTD is
Vow the Disciple. VOTD.
I've just never heard it referred to as anything other than Vow.
I vow except for the last encounter, and it's only because I can't do the callouts because the symbols are so small on my monitor that I can't either read or tell where the fuck I'm supposed to run.
That's funny. Okay.
People scarred by the opening of Vow.
Yes, but do you know how many children's lives were saved because of that?
Yeah.
None.
lot.
They don't even have the money yet.
Joke's on them.
All right. Real quick, I'm gonna hit the data here that's in the TWAB. That's important. No one cares too much, but the world's first raid is coming up next Saturday. World's first dungeon. Race is coming up next Saturday for Equilibrium, December 13th. If you want to be to have the potential to be featured on the live stream, you have to sign up. So go to the link that's in the TWAB to sign up to potentially be featured on the big live stream. There is a new emblem for watching Evan F 1997's Twitch stream, that's it.
CB Gray and Evan F.
Oh, okay. CB Gray will have giveaway codes on the YouTube, so different. But you can probably just earn it on Evans for if you got the Twitch thing. And it's a really cool one. I'm not going to show it because I'm not set up to do it. I think it looks really nice. I think it's cool. You should get it. Next, if you haven't got them so far, there's a new emblem and a new ship for watching Destiny Raiders on Twitch. 30 minutes for the emblem, 4 hours for the ship. Doesn't need to be 4 hours straight. If you earn an hour here, you can go watch someone else, or you can wait to earn it for our next stream. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just as long as it adds up to 4. There is a Discord quest if you haven't done it yet for a new shader. Make sure to hit that up. It's really simple. You got to play Destiny for like half an hour or something while having it connected to Discord. And that was easy to get, and I have it. And I mean, it's not anything crazy, but I mean, if you collect shaders, it's different. It's got little bubbles in it. It's weird. If you're a streamer and you want an overlay, we've been using them here on our stream because I thought they were only giving them to creators because they gave them to us like 3 days earlier. And I was like, oh, cool, we're going to have a custom thing. I like the alerts because the alerts are Renegades, and they're the hardest to do. I can make a fucking overlay. It's easy, but having animated alerts that look like it, much more difficult. But literally like 8 minutes before Renegades went live or something like that, they tweeted it out so it was public. So I'm not special anymore. So that was fun. Next, don't care about the loot. There's a new emblem on the Bungie store if you do buy something called Secret Weapon. If you buy more than one thing over the next 6 months and you need a place to get rid of that code, we will take them. We usually put them up as on charity for donations, so you'll be saving some kids, and or we give them away on our community streams. Just saying, if you have an extra one, we'll take it. Please and thank you. There is a ton of known issues. We're not going to go over them all because we talked about a bunch of them tonight and what's wrong with Renegades. So, what the fuck? French and Spanish dialogue audio from Edge of Fate is missing. How does that even happen? This isn't even Edge of Fate. Man. Oh, man. I gotta see what this invader shit is all about. Everyone keeps talking about it. I want a red lightsaber, and I now have to go kill people? Does it really... Does it...
You don't have to kill people.
Well, okay, but I need to invade.
You need to earn death marks. Okay.
Okay.
So finish the campaign and then start playing levels Frontier.
Yeah.
Rank up your guys, start earning death marks.
Uh-huh.
You then can wager those death marks for rewards when you invade somebody else's lawless frontier on ultimate difficulty.
Uh-huh.
Okay? If you do an invasion, you will get rewards based on how you did, how many people you killed before your invasion ended. All right? Every time you invade, there's a chance that one of your drops will be the red lightsaber crystal.
Okay.
It's not doesn't appear to be weighted based off wins or losses, or how well you've done. It's simply a chance to get it.
I just need to keep going until I get it. Got it.
There are people that have reported, I've done one invade, I got my ass kicked. I got my red lightsaber crystal, my red Praxic blade crystal. There are other people that have been like, I've invaded 40 times since Renegades come out, and I've decimated the other team every single time, and I still don't have my red lightsaber crystal. So it seems like it's ultimate RNG, whether or not you get it.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
We always talk about Bungie and their microtransactions and how they make money and blah 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 blah. What? Why is it that they clearly wouldn't take the most popular color and just put it in Eververse? Most people are going to want a red blade. It's just being a Sith is cooler. It always has been. Why isn't it just in there? I don't get it. They're just throwing free money away.
Maybe they want the playtime. Maybe they want people to engage in with the invasion system.
Okay, but then put something cool in there.
They did.
You can put
crystal.
No, put something else cool. I just want to buy it. I don't want to play the game.
Well, best I can do is Mace Windu.
I don't want to be purple, and I don't want to be... Well, actually, I thought the white one was cool, because I do like Ahsoka. And that's her color. So I might buy that one. What was the other color that's buyable in there? Oh, it's like a dual color.
Gradient,
like
blue and green.
Gradient. Yeah, I might get that too. They all look cool. Yeah. The last thing I wanted to mention was, because it's a bit of controversial, but they officially confirmed today that Not Swap will be enabled for contest mode. And Tweedo is all up in arms about it because they want to be able to use their advantage of being a good player on PC to win the race, I guess.
I don't think it's necessarily that swaps are out that's a problem. I think it's a bad implementation. Like, I think there would still be some bitching if they just put it on lock loadouts when an encounter started, but the bitching wouldn't be as much.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it should be lock loadout, though. Let me change my loadout based on the phase of the encounter.
I think it's a bigger test to just be locked loadout than it is to. Sonic, you're muted if you're talking to us.
Yep, I am.
Okay.
If you change your surges, it resets everything on non-swap now. So what would you change that's...
Oh, what would I change?
Yeah, during an encounter, what would you change?
I don't know. Maybe like before damage phase, it's heavy ad focused. So you'd want stuff that had better ad clear, and then
Like weapons?
You'd swap. I don't know.
'Cause
Maybe
if you swap
I don't
a
know.
weapon, then if you
Yeah, but
swap a
like my
weapon,
cloak
you
is
lose
a-
all your ammo.
Yeah. Well, you can pick up the
swap your
the
cloak, you
ammo
lose all
system
your
has ammo everywhere now. So
No, not if you change.
If you swap,
If
it
you
all
swap,
disappears.
all ammo poofs.
All your ammo and all your orbs on the ground, they disappear.
okay,
Yeah.
well then that's a perfect example of it not. It shouldn't be. Yeah.
Why
Shouldn't be
wouldn't
there.
they just lock it?
No, they should let me switch my fucking shit. You want to take my super away? Go ahead. I don't care. You want
It
to take
takes
my ability
everything.
energy? Yeah, I know, but I think that is dumb.
what
Let
are
me
you
switch my
swapping?
weapons.
Your primary?
I can swap. You're not listening to me. I should be able to swap those things, okay, without it all going away
Okay.
if I wanted to.
The only thing I'm asking is what are you changing? That
I don't know, whatever I
Does it-
want. If I'm using a damage, like Star Eaters, for damage, but I want to use my my cloak, my dual Destiny cloak for ad clear, I should be able to switch it back and forth. That's why I said lock loadouts would be dumb.
so you just want to swap your exotic cloak.
I'm not saying, I'm just using it as an example. I don't like lock loadouts. I think that's
He doesn't want to
silly.
use Celestial Nighthawk and Still Hunt during the ad clear part.
During ad
portion of
clear?
the counter.
Only
But
Exactly.
he wants
There you
that
go.
ready to go and fully
Here's the
charged
problem:
when it
is you
comes time to
swap
shoot
to
the
Still
boss in the
Hunt,
face.
it's
No,
gone.
I've got no problem with it not being fully charged. Like, I agree with not swap taking your super away.
And you
but
won't have any ammo for your weapon because you had to.
That's
put on
why
Still
it
Hunt.
shouldn't do that. That's what I'm saying. Holy fuck! Just take my suit.
Yeah. So your point is that not swap is incorrect. That the problem is that not swap needs to be changed, not that having not swap is a problem.
My point was, Rex said he wanted to lock loadouts. I said no if I want to switch my loadouts or if I wanted to switch or locked weapons. And I said I wanted to switch my weapons, then I should be able to switch my weapons. We went into armor anyway. But for example, if I wanted, it was a precision damage boss fight. We want to ignore, not swap exotics and draining and whatnot. But say I want Thunderlords for ad clear, and then I want a linear fusion rifle for damage. Like, I should be able to do that.
So my only point was if they're going to go this direction with not swap, why wouldn't they just lock loadouts?
So I can just do what I just said.
Yeah, but if you do what you just said right now, you'll have no ammo for any of the weapons other than your primary.
Okay, well, then I'll generate some more. It'll be fine.
Okay. So you would prefer to attempt to generate ammo, which is fine, and that's
No, I would
understandable.
prefer that
I was just trying
non-swap
to see
doesn't
the
take away all
direction.
my ammo.
Okay,
So I could switch guns
the
if I wanted
problem is
to.
with how not swap functions, not so much that it's in place.
Oh, that's fine.
Because I think that it should very much so be in place for contest mode content.
Oh yeah,
It
for
only
sure.
matters for contest mode. I don't think it should exist for anything else personally.
And if you're going to go that far as to say it should exist for contest mode, then why wouldn't you just say lock the loadouts for contest mode? It's not a skill threshold that we're trying to check. Can you open your UI and change a weapon faster and more efficiently and safer than everyone else? That's not really, it's not a, everybody can change a gun. Everyone in the game.
Okay. I agree with not swap being off for contest mode. Let's be clear.
I just think that if you're going to go as far as not swap is now, like either backpedal 2 or 3 steps on not swap or just lock loadouts. There's like 90%, 95% of the way to a locked loadout is ridiculous.
I don't know. I like changing my gun sometimes when I'm not feeling something. I hate lock loadouts in any activity. I hate it.
I agree.
I hate it.
I think it's a lot of fun. I would rather, if they're going to do not swap the way that they have, don't like purge all the ammo from the ground. Let me do something that makes not swap different than a locked loadout. Because right now, if you change to a different gun, you have like a minute and a half of prep time for it to actually be viable for a boss damage.
I mean, they could do a lot of things. They could have it just be like if you look at like weapon combos that have caused problems in the past. It's almost always like exotic weapons that are the problem. It's not usually legendary weapons. There are a few legendary weapons that you'd swap to or whatever, but like the thing they've always seemed to be wanting to stop is people being able to like switch to things like Lord of Wolves or whatever. They could have made not swap only affect you're gonna swap your exotic weapons out, right? Or you're gonna add an exotic weapon. Then it dumps all your ammo. Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they could have done. They could also do it effectively where... What's the problem with that anyway? It's like you have a damage buff and then you swap over to something else and then it's like supercharged. Is that the concept?
Ammo volume.
It's ammo.
Yeah, you can dump all of your heavy and then you can ammo swap, or you can swap into a more efficient damage special weapon. So you could have like Mint Retrograde. I guess Mint Retrograde isn't a good example right now. You could have like whatever in the special slot taking up energy. and then swap from like Whisper to a Still Hunt during a damage rotation to extend your DPS. So it allows you to use 2 burst damage weapons. Dump with a rocket, dump with Lord of Wolves or Merciless or same thing.
I only
with
throw lock
Ritual
loadouts out there
Whisper.
because I think there'd be less bitching and moaning about it than there is about swap.
I just hate lock loadouts in general. I've always hated them. Grandmasters are dumb. Let me switch my fucking weapons, man.
I think that no HUD is dumb.
Okay.
That's my one. I feel like everybody has one thing that they're like,
You
this
know-
is the one thing that I think is beyond stupid and they just don't like dealing with.
What if not swap left everything, but it automatically disabled your HUD?
I would not ever do contest with.
You want to swap? Fine. You don't get to know how much ammo or ability energy you have. Good luck.
When you swap, your HUD poofs.
All right, we're well over time.
We've been rambling for the last little bit anyway.
But not swap. So I do think that we're all in agreement that not swap is the right choice for contest mode, but it could be a little better.
I don't care.
Retune,
Either
not
way.
swap, or go lock loadout. Make your choice.
Don't do lock loadout. Lock loadout is dumb. I want to switch my primary weapon
Get good.
mid fight from an aerial denial frame grenade launcher to the
That's not a
lightsaber.
primary. That's not a primary weapon, so it doesn't count with your statement.
Yeah.
That's a
fuck.
special weapon. Both of them,
Special.
actually. So
God damn
both of them would.
I was thinking kinetic. Shut up. Leave me alone.
I want to swap from multi-mark to my Mercury A bow.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's a perfect example.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of two weapons that do the exact same thing.
No.
Trainer's gonna be running around contest dungeon with his fucking lightsaber regardless.
Bro, Void Titan.
Why wouldn't they make the lightsaber the most powerful weapon right before a new dungeon? It makes sense to me.
It is.
It is.
It
It
is.
is very
It's-
powerful, right?
It's not going to be
It's
for
the
single
most
target
powerful.
damage. No, it isn't.
I'm thoroughly entertained by the thought of going through on a Stronghold Titan and soloing all dungeons and just not having to care. Yeah, you'll have 10 damage phases in almost every boss, but you're immortal. You literally can't take damage.
Yeah, okay. You're going to have a billion Ghosts of the Deep damage phases because you're not going to be able to hit her.
Oh no, she'll
Yeah,
hit herself.
She'll hit herself.
Yeah, 'cause you'll reflect everything back at her.
And every time you reflect a shot, you get 2 arc bolt or 2 bolt charges.
Yeah.
And if you're sitting behind a barricade, you're also generating more bolt charges. Oh,
It's pretty
and
dumb.
the projectiles that are reflected from the sword count as melee hits from a sword. So yes, they apply weaken if you have a void debuff on.
It's good. Really
It's
good.
stupid.
It sounds good. All right, let's end.
It's
You got,
hysterical.
you got anything you want to tell anyone?
We're in between events right now. There won't be any events coming until after the holidays. I'm not doing the cookie contest this year. So too much Destiny stuff going on, and it's too close to the holidays now. I did announce that at a time, so we're not. We will come back with events after the new year.
Cool.
Hoppy Falcon is running a giveaway.
All right, yeah, get
The-
Community Player of the Week points.
Community Player of the Week points. You get an emblem.
Well, you get tickets for a
Drawing.
raffle to 2 emblems. You can get 1 ticket with 20 points or 2 tickets with 100 points. So if you want either one of the emblems, which is Even Darker Days or Simple Chromatic, you'll have a chance at that live on stream on Tuesday.
Yep. So participate. If you're a Sevens member, you get an extra shot at that.
An extra shot. Holy smokes. Also, guys, there's a bunch of Renegades bounties for loyalty points in the active community events. They're real simple stuff that you would do when you're playing the campaign. So check it out. Like, get the Paraxis Blade. Like, it's real simple shit. Go
When
use
Phonics
it.
says 7 gets an extra shot, that's because we're doing our own contest internally.
We're doing our own thing internally.
Community player of the week as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
As well as for recruitment posts. He
Yeah,
goes,
yeah.
her. Yeah.
I think it's good. Yeah, it's great. Congrats. Amazing. I went because our last one only got 30, so out of the whole community. So I'm like, must not be working that good.
Trying what I can. You're the
No, you
one who
are.
gave me the rare emblem giveaway. I'm just giving them back to other people. I took the
Yep.
one I wanted out of it and gave the one
What-
to Hoppy.
I forget what it is. Oh yeah, you gave him that. That's crazy.
I don't
I wouldn't
know what
think-
it
I
is.
Heartfelt Crackle.
I don't know what it is. I think he gave me a few emblems for it for a giveaway.
Well, he really wanted one.
Yeah, I'm just banking emblems from people to use for giveaways for stuff like I'm probably.
I mean,
gonna
that's what I
a
do. So
Event for dungeon.
I've been doing that for
I have
years.
to figure out what I'm gonna do with that though.
I still have like 75 Dark Hero emblems because they're not as popular as I thought they would be.
If you're looking for somebody to use them in a giveaway,
No.
I'm about to do one.
All right. Outro.
Yeah, we gotta leave. All right, I guess we gotta go, chat. Player of the month is Sunday. It's not normal.
Ooh.
It's usually on Saturday, unless I don't feel like doing it, and then I won't. Just kidding. I'll probably do it. Maybe.
Should
We'll
make
see.
the cat do it in VR.
No, he won't do it. That's it. Thank you so much for watching our first impressions of Destiny 2 Renegades expansion. Overall, I think it was pretty positive. It could be better, but seems to be on a positive note. I know there's a lot of shit wrong with it, but there's a lot of shit right with it too. So, good stuff. Good stuff. Bungie, keep working in the right direction. Make Portal better. That's it for us for episode 133 of This Week at Shrouded. I was your host, Ed Greener. Thanks to Mr. Rectophonic Fana for being here, and we'll see you next week.
I am your father. No!